She sticks to me like cellophane. Fake plastic submarine. That was the lyrics, I think. Just sending out the links. She sticks to me like cellophane. Kitty's jumping. What's up, y'all? It's Guyble Studies Episode 2. Episode 2. Live stream. Wham, wham. Live stream. Wham, 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 wham. Kitty. Got Trixie on the ones and twos. How is the sound? I tried putting a compressor on beforehand. This might all get cut out in the pod, but who's in here? Is it a real person? Hey, Brady. Guyble Studies. What's good? Just getting that content down. This will be up later on the patreon.com/Guyble Studies for viewing and listening to on the secret RSS feed. I got an RSS feed, y'all. No thanks to Acast. What's up, James? I kind of got Acast for no reason. So the first episode you could also find if you search on Apple, because I distributed it to Apple. But then I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Original merch, too, because look on the back, it's like, in theaters 12/12/08. I just found this at the thrift store one time. I was like, nobody has worn this. Oh, shit. What's up, players? You're just about to read your Bible? Well, you're in for a treat. We got Abraham, and then we got Sodomy and Gomorrah, which, once again, I didn't realize is all, like, one chapter. Did I give you a shout-out? Shout-out. But, yeah, the Patreon is live. We got the RSS feed going up. I still need to get, like, 20 bits in this piece. I'm trying to think. I was listening a little bit to the... Is the audio better now? Also, with the compressor, same, worse? I put compressor on ahead of time to see if that helps. I turned off also my air conditioning. The other one is all air conditioning. It's just literally a city, Sodom. That's where they want to fuck all the angels. It's like, there's like two books, there's two chapters before that. To catch y'all up, where were we? We were at Abram. Just had a son with, like, his concubine. But then he was, like, pissed at her. I don't know. I have to re-listen. I was re-listening to Cain and Abel parts. So funny. Just how, like, everyone's relation... There's only 4 people alive. It's, like, Cain, Abel, and Adam and Eve. And even when God comes walking up to Cain after he kills Abel, everyone's so done with God that anytime he comes to walking up, he's like, hey, where's your brother? He's like, fuck, what do I... God, great, God's here. Fuck. What am I, my brother's keeper? They're all, like, annoyed at God already. And there's only, like, 4 people. They're like, fuck, God's here, shit. He's like, hey, what's going on? Where's your brother? You tell me. I just thought that was funny. Anyways, where are we at? You were thinking of being Jewish for a while? Just like a different Christian? I guess. If you want to be Jewish, don't you have to be Jewish? No, I guess you don't have to be Jewish to be Jewish. You know what I mean. Where's my Bible? Bible app. Where are we in? Genesis 17. Yeah. You'll have to listen back. The first app's on YouTube for free. So go sub to the YouTube. But after this, I'm going to leave them up probably in the live stream here for however long they stay up, like a week. But then I'm going to put them all on YouTube, and they're going to be hidden links. If you like it, I might put a couple up for free. But I'm trying to make some episodes and then also have suggestions. Like if y'all want to go through Dante's Inferno or some dumb thing. Or not dumb thing, but you know. Or you have a question about a weird story. Hit the Patreon. Anyways, enough of that. We're at 17. The Sign of the Covenant, which is a cool name. We're talking Halo. We're talking Covey. We already did the Flood, so we're already through the first Halo. So it was this Halo 2? Who was in Halo 2? The Arbiter. Totally religious book club. Yeah, that's what it is. We are reading the whole Bible. That will take a long time. I mean, maybe not as long as you expect if I consistently do these like once or twice a week, but There's non-stop stuff to talk about. We could do like the Catholic books too. I've never even read those ones. But yeah, what's up? If y'all got bits, send bits. If you're just chilling, sub. If you have the free sub too, you know. It is what it is. It's still Abram, yeah. I think he changes his name to Abraham. But anyways, this is Genesis 17. We're at the sign of the covenant. And it says, when Abram was 99 years old, God walks around and hits Daniel with a jackhammer and pins him for 3. The jackhammer. Goldberg God? Goldberg is Jewish God. When Abram was 99 years old, a young lad, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am Almighty God. Walk before me and be blameless, and I'll make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. Then Abram fell on his face. Damn, hey, cat's clawing me. Abram fell on his damn face. He said, as for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father for many nations. No longer shall your name be No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. I knew it. God's all about just changing your name barely, and it's like, bam, you're Abram. You're now you're Abraham. He's dunking on him. You like to ham it up? I swear to God, you're gonna put holes in my damn Adidas jacket. This cat needs to be declawed, but I won't do it. I won't do it, damn. Covenant is a tight word, says Brady. Alien Covenant was sick, was it? I didn't see any of those. I didn't see... He's still swinging at me. Relax. You're chilling. Trying to get extra pets. There's no way to act. This cat's just off screen. Let's see. But yeah. Oh, I look fat from this angle though. I sit better. What are we doing? Yeah, Abraham's... Well, I don't know if Abram's better. He could be JJ. Anyways, no longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I've made you a father of many nations. Obviously, since I made you a father of many nations, your name's Abraham. Which dude becomes Israel? Isn't that Abraham? Moses is there too, but Abraham, I think they're all the sons of Abraham. I have no idea. Jesus, it's a bad angle. Sorry, kitty. Can't have these terrible angles for the damn YouTube. Ugh. He'll lose weight. It's all very interesting. Abraham, I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I make nations of you and kings, blah, blah, blah. My covenant, this is boring. I'll give you your descendants, the land of Canaan, blah, blah, blah. God said to Abraham, you'll keep my covenant, and you and your descendants will be Jews. Oh, here we go. Every male child among you shall be circumcised, and you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins. And you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be the sign of the covenant. All right, so here we get the Genesis 17. We're getting to penis mutilation early. What is Kevin saying in here? Jacob becomes Israel. Abraham, Jacob. I don't know, Jacob. Jacob becomes Israel? Sorry, reading the chat here. He who is 8 days old and you shall be circumcised. So they're starting at 8 days, and then also him. Is it just him, or is all of his people? He was born in your house, and he was brought to you with your who is bought with your money. Okay, so you and your slaves who have been bought with money must also be circumcised. So we got to circumcise the slaves too. I mean, I guess that's... I don't know. I don't know why that's in there, but I guess they're just covering all their bases. He who is not circumcised in the flesh of the foreskin, that person shall be out from his people. He has broken my covenant. So all my people that are cut in the chat, send bits on there. All my party people, if you're cut. I don't know what I would prefer. I'm personally a cut boy. I feel comfortable enough to say this on there. If you're not cut, I mean, you're disgusting. No, I don't know. Good for you, I guess, man. When Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said in his heart, I think I might have been cut a bit short. Cut a bit short. That's good. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be reading the chat during this. Fucking This is a terrible chapter, though. Let's see. Sarah. I think he gives the old bitch a baby. Yeah, he gives... So he makes the old bitch that was complaining then barren. He gives her a son, and that's Isaac. And then, yeah, the son of promise. We're skipping all the way to Genesis 18, because Genesis 17 is a lot of... we've made a covenant. Now you do this covenant, and then everyone will covenant, and then we'll cut penis, and if you don't cut penis, you get it. We yada yada that one, I feel like. We're going straight to the son of promise. And then I think this is where they're fucking punking him. Let's see, that's Abraham and Isaac. I do not want to read all of this. Let's see. Let's just go to Sodom. Abraham intercedes for Sodom. Yeah, this is not bangers back to back. We gotta get into the actual downfall of Sodom. Alright, so we're going to Genesis 19. I'm sorry. We'll edit this here, but I did not want to read. It's all just like, then the Lord appeared to Isaac, and then he said, this is your son Isaac, Abraham. He appeared to Abraham, yeah. You get it. You don't want to hear it. Hey, Chris. Sodom's depravity, though. That's what you'll want to hear. Thanks for the kappas in the chat on there. Everyone can say kappas in the chat. Now, 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Sodom's where everyone is so horny that they like fuck each other, and that's where the term sodomy comes from. And this has come up before, where these guys try to fuck these angels on there. So anyways, angels come down to warn Sodom that it's going to be destroyed, I think. When Lot lived in Sodom, and I guess okay, maybe I should go back and read a little bit about Sodom here. Let's see. So I think I might have skipped over. So back in 18, Abraham intercedes for Sodom. And then the men rose from there and looked towards Sodom when Abraham went with them. The Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am doing? Since Abraham surely became a great and mighty nation, all the nations shall be blessed. You send bits, lol, you send them as kappas? I don't know. I think you can just send them in amounts. Because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, aka butt fucking, since they're butt fucking so much, we gotta do something about this, and I'm gonna blow them up. Okay, so yeah, I didn't have to go back. Back to 19. Hear now, my Lord, he said, fuck. Now the 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose and met them, and he bowed himself on the face towards the ground. He said, hear now, my lords, please turn to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet and shit. Then you may rise early and go on your way. And they said, no, but we will spend the night in the open square. But he insisted so strongly, so they turned to him and entered his house. Then he made them a feast, baked unleavened bread, and they ate. I guess the feast, if we based it on what we were earlier talking about, it would involve a lot of cattle. They love cattle. Maybe some lamb chops, and then unleavened bread would just be like matzah. I don't know, crackers. They're doing a little charcuterie or some shit. Anyways, now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter surrounded the house. So every dude in the city of Sodom saw these angels go into Lot's house for a feast. And they're like, wait a minute. We haven't fucked these guys. We're depraved. And the angels are like there to warn them about, don't be depraved. And they're like, come out here. Yeah, because we talked about this next part. It said, and they called to Lot and said to him, where are the men who came with you tonight? Bring them out so we may know them carnally. As we talked about earlier, know them. That's where I know it from. How do I go back? Where you say, come out so we may know thee. It's just come out so we can fuck these angels. It's so fucking funny. I lost my spot. Let me know them. Wait, where did I went back. I'm sorry. We're back at Sodom's depravity. I'm sorry. This is not going as smoothly as the last one, but that's because it's not such a front to back a good story. How are y'all doing? What's up, everyone? Kevin's in the chat. Chris in the chat. Neva Candida shouts out to Kansas. Shout out Kansas. Hopefully you enjoy this reading of Sodom and Gomorrah. Anyways, they were outside, all the men, young and old. And the men gathered around and they said, they called to Lot and they said, "Hey, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out so we may know them carnally." So Lot went out to them through the doorway and shut the door behind him. And this is where Lot comes up with a great plan here. He's like, "Please, my brethren, do not be so wickedly. See now, I have 2 daughters." Oh, God. "I have 2 daughters who have not known a man." Oh, great plan, Lot. We're going to save these angels. "I have 2 daughters that don't know a man. See now. They've never known a man. Please, let me bring them out to you and may do to them as you wish." Lot, come on, dude. You're brutal. I feel like the angels could probably handle themselves, no? Like, do they have all the same stuff? Huh. Alright, so he gives him the daughters. Kappa in the chat. "Here, do whatever you want with my virgin daughters." Jesus. What about the circumcised help? God. Alright. And this is the one holy man in Sodom, too, by the way. The one guy that, like, God's warned. He's like, "Listen, everyone else here is so gay. I'm going to send these hot angel dudes down there, and you better protect them from the..." Oof. Taking down the crowd with Sifu. I don't know if Lot knew martial arts or the way of the drunken fist. And they said, "Stand back." Wait, let's see where we... "Take my... please let me bring them out to you, and you may do to them as you wish. Only do nothing to these men, since this is the reason they have come under the shadow of my roof, to warn you guys." Hey, shout out to AJ. No worries. Check it out later. It said, "Stand back. This one came in to stay here, and he keeps acting as a judge now. We will deal worse with you than them." So they pressed hard against the man Lot. So these guys are so horny. I'm sorry, let me reread that. I read that bad. They yelled, "Stand back," when he's like, "Please don't have sex with my daughters, but don't bang these angels." And they're like, "We're going to kick in the door. We're so horny." This is Sodom and Gomorrah, dude. No wonder God was like, "Chill. Why would you send the angels, God? This is a setup." Maybe it was a test and they failed. They really did if it was a test. Stand back. Yeah, but like angels, I thought like are supposed to be usually in the. I guess this is the earliest mention of angels because last time guarding the door of Eden was like a sword that like just disembodied, moved around, and then a cherubim, which, as far as I know, a cherubim is a damn like little Valentine's baby angel. I don't know. Someone can look that up if that means something different. So I know I see those memes of like biblical angels, and that's like the later ones I can think of. These are definitely not the throne guardians. Yeah, but I mean that's not even the throne. That's just the Garden of Eden, which I guess is important. Anyways, these people. Stand back. This one came to stay here, and he keeps acting as judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them. So they pressed hard against the man, Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them and shut the door. So the angels pulled him in. And they struck the men who were at the door at the house with blindness, and both small and great, so they became weary trying to find the door. So they blinded everyone that was trying to break in. The angels went, ah! They did like purple mist or green mist in their face. And then everyone was like, wow, young and old. So those old dudes trying to fuck them. And then they were struck with blindness trying to, and they grew weary trying to find the door. So he like flashbanged them or something. Yeah, flashbang style. Then the men said so this is the next header, Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed. Then the men said to Lot, have you anyone else here, son-in-law? Your sons, your daughters, and whomever you have in the city, take them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the outcry against them has grown great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. So meanwhile the daughters are out there. Are they just being ignored? It's because the crowd is just 100% gay for these angels. They're like, we don't want your virgin daughters. We want those hot guys. Get out of the way. Get out of here. It's so funny to me. Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be joking. Oh, so no, Lot came running out. He said to his son-in-law, who had married his daughters, thanks to the Bible, I know what a son-in-law is. He said, get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But his son-in-law, he thought he seemed to be joking. So the son-in-law thought he was like, yeah, man, that was crazy. I don't know why he would think that, though. I guess he just didn't see the whole angel part of it. I don't know. Why is his son-in-law there? When the morning dawned, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city. And while he lingered... Also, I love this loophole of, like, we did the flood already, and God's like, alright, I'll never destroy everyone with a big flood. But if a town is so gay... if they're so depraved that all I do is send 2 guys down there and they can't have an unleavened feast without getting attacked, then I will fireball the entire shit. It's not a flood. I'm like, you said you were the one that weren't gonna do the flood. You could do you. I don't know why you just picked a new way. He's like, all right, no more fireballs, but I swear to God, if a town starts getting as being communist, I'm gonna send a kaiju. I'm gonna send Godzilla to fucking. It's wild. Anyways, yeah. What did he say? Escape for your life. Yada yada. When the morning dawned, the angels urged Lot to hurry. Though he never poofs them out of existence, though. He always blasts them with, like, this one's like a fireball, I'm pretty sure. With, like, plagues and shit. When we get to Moses, he's, like, killing the firstborns and stuff. Take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed by the punishment of the city. And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters. The Lord being merciful to him, they brought him out and set him outside the city. So it came to pass that when they had brought them outside, he said, escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed. And then Lot said to them, please, no, my lords, indeed, no, your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have increased your mercy, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil overtake me and I die. What is he worried about? Like some guy's going to chase him as he's running out of the city? Well, that's the problem with him being supposed to be good. Is he doesn't poof them. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't poof them, which is strange. This guy's yelling at someone on the phone. I don't know. Can you hear that? It's like an old dude like yelling at some lady on the phone. I don't know if you can hear that. If it's not picking up, I guess I'm just being silent. He has like a funny sort of Woody Allen voice, if you know what I mean. Anyways, back to the Bible. Learn more about him. How's everyone doing? I don't know if any of y'all still have Amazon subs, but I think I'm like 20 away from getting the first payout. I don't know if they have to pay me on a month or whatever, but I think that's just the next achievement. And then I'm affiliate, or I'm already affiliate. I have no idea. But yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah. I think it's firebomb time. Get to the mountains. I can't go to the mountains. What if I get overtaken by a dude and die? See now, this city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one. Please let me escape to a city. So he's just trying to go to another city. I mean, it makes sense. God's first plan was run to the mountains. Run to the mountains? Okay, so yeah, you guys can hear it. It's wild. Having a yelling. At first I thought there was someone there, but I think it's on the phone because he's like, "You trying to call me?" But that's perfect. Then he doesn't have to listen to me read the Bible. See, I have favored you concerning this thing also, and that I will not overtake the city in which you have spoken. Alright, so God's like, okay, sure. Why didn't God think of the nearby city? He's like, uproot your family and live in the mountains. God, no, that's not going to work. He's like, what? What do you mean? He's like, what about this other city that's like chill? He's like, I've granted you great favor on this. You're like, okay, cool. Good. Thanks, God. He said to him, see, I have favored you in concerning this thing also, and I will not overthrow this city for which you have spoken. So wait, are you also going to just blow up nearby cities? Hurry, escape there. I cannot do anything until you arrive there. Therefore, the name of that city was called Zor. Sure, Z, it's like Zor with a Z. And then the Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. So yeah, just meteor showers of fire. The Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. So he overthrew these cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back. This is a weird thing too, which I don't remember him even mentioning earlier, unless I skipped over it somehow. But he said his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Now, I don't... because that is a big part of this story. She turns into a pillar of salt for like the aggression or microaggression of looking at the city. But am I missing where it says if you look back you will become a pillar of salt? Because I feel like in other translations I'm seeing if there's anything. Please let me that's the daughters. Get up out of this place. Escape for your life. Do not look behind you nor stray anywhere in the plain. And I guess he did say do not look behind you. I guess he didn't realize one look would turn you into... But his wife looked back behind him and she became a pillar of salt. I don't think he should have harped on that a little bit more, other than like, don't look back. It seems more metaphorical, maybe even. Yeah, it's always funny where they're like, no, he literally said don't look back, but it wasn't like he's like, if you look back, I will turn you into a mineral. I will turn you into a pillar of salt. What? Yeah, why salt? Why not onyx? I don't know. I have no idea. This guy's crazy. The serpent was walking around and talking before. I don't know, he put him on his belly. Worse than cattle. That's a funny part about those earlier Genesis ones from the last episode, everything being compared to cattle too. That's pretty funny. They love agriculture and farming. Because what's after Genesis? Exodus, I'm pretty sure. Genesis, Exodus, then Leviticus has some funny stuff about like Moloch, then I remember Kings being fun, but that's way down the line. Numbers, might have to skip a lot of numbers. I think it's just listing their cattle and shit. But anyways, his wife looked back and became a pillar of salt, like you do. Like you do. Like a LA comic. Yeah. Normal. We need another BL, bro. Need another. Oh, Jason. Oh, you tan. Here come the drip. Oh. But yeah, talk amongst yourself. I'm making a rump roast. I don't know if you can hear me. How's this rumpy? Rump skis. Looks pretty good. Oh, rump skis. Hopefully this works. I've been trying to see. There was a rump roast on sale. This is all related. There was a rump roast on sale. I'm trying to see if I can turn that into fajitas in the slow cooker. So I put some Coca-Cola on it with some fajita seasonings, some bell peppers, onion, put in bay leaf, some soy sauce, salt, pepper, garlic. Where did I put my phone? I think I brought it over there. Cut my finger with the knife, super glued it. Yeah, I cut the tiniest little chunk into my finger, nothing too serious, but I was like, put super glue on it. I was like, yikes. I felt dumb cutting bell peppers. But I found out that's what super glue was for, even in the first place. And now I do have Band-Aids, so. Be careful cutting your bell peppers, I've never done that. Anyways. Let's see. Then he looked towards Sodom. Abraham went early in the morning and he just woke. And he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah and looked toward all the land of the plain. He didn't hear any of that. The smoke of the land which went up like the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain. God remembered Abraham, sent out Lot over to the midst to overthrow when he had overthrown the cities and Lot had dwelled. Fuck. Okay, so that was that. I guess that's just it. The descendants of Lot, who cares? Yeah, super glue. That's what it's made for. It wasn't enough where I wanted to go to like UMC and get the stitches. They would probably just put super glue on there. It was just a slight cut with a knife, probably like, It looks bad because I just put a ton of super glue on top of it, but as far as I can tell, this is the best way to do it. Isaac is born. Who gives a fuck? Hagar and Ishmael depart. Let's see. Abraham's faith confirmed. I think this is where he tries to punk Abraham. Alright, so we're skipping ahead to Genesis 22, because the other two are just like, this is Shem, son of Bem. This is Borat, son of, the Gabagoo. Abraham's faith confirmed. Now it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham, and he said to him, "Hey, Abraham." And Abraham said, "Here I am." And then he said, "Take now your son, your only son," because the one from the concubine doesn't count on there, "and then go to the land of Moriah." Mass effect. Go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering. So yeah, take your son over to Moriah and then burn him for me. I hate fruit. Remember when he fucked Cain just because that's what Cain's crop was fruit? He's like, he didn't look upon this good. And the other guy brought him lambs, which I argued last time, and I still think it'd probably be harder to grow fruit back then than it was to raise lambs. Anyways, it's not like he gave him the best of what he made. He just didn't like fruit. So Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey. He's like, all right, time to take my son. He rose early and saddled his donkey and took him two of his young men with him. And Isaac, his son, he split the wood for the burnt offering and arose and went to the place which God had told him. So he had his son cut the firewood for him. Then on the third day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said to his young man, stay here with the donkey. The lad and I will go yonder and worship, and we will come back to you. So I think that's his slave he's talking to. Like you do. Like you do. Oh no. Now that's all I'm going to do. So Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac, his son, just piled it on top of him. And then he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and the two of them went together. But Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, my father. He said, what? Here I am, my son. And he said, look, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Is he laying the wood on you? I guess maybe that means he's carrying it. And Abraham said, my son, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering. So the two of them went together. When they came to the place of which God had told him, and Abraham built an altar there, and placed the wood in order. And he bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. Okay, so he just used him to hoof all the wood that he was going to burn him with. This is a sick prank. I say prank because you'll see he has a funny goof for him. Let's see. He laid down the word upon the wood. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I accidentally hit something that highlighted on here. So get the Bible app if you want to highlight verses. Yeah, this is a social experiment. He's just so petty. He's like, you don't love me. He's like, what? Kill your son. All right. I don't know why everyone's pissed when God comes around. Kill your son. Fuck, dude. Where's the serpent? He said, do not... Oh, wait, okay. He bound Isaac, and he put him on the wood. And he took this... Okay, so let's go back. Where's the burnt offering? Blah, blah. Abraham said, my son will provide for himself the lamb of a burnt offering. So the two of them went together. When they came to the place of which God had told him, and Abraham had built an altar there, and he placed the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched out his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from the heaven, and said, Abraham, yo! Ayo, Abraham! And he said, here I am. And Abraham's like, what up? And he said, do not lay your hand on the lad, don't stab him. So he had knife above child, because he didn't want to burn him alive on there, because that would be too hardcore. So he's about to stab him to death. He's like, yo! I'm just kidding. If you make that face, then you're like, ah, you're fucking, ah, you're gonna kill your son. You're crazy, dude. No. What? You traveled all the way to Moriah? He said, do not lay your hand on the lad or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God. I know that you respect and love me because I'm so cool. I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, that you were gonna murder your son that took like 300 years to get. But I guess he's just scared of you. So yeah, I was like, I guess you respect me. Then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and there behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up to burnt offering. So yeah, he still hooked up God with offerings, which I don't understand the big deal of the offering too. Like, why does God love that shit so much? it just starts happening because it's not like we've skipped anything really. It just starts happening right with Cain and Abel, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna burn these for you, and what is God eating it? He's like, oh, I don't understand. And then he's like, I hate fruit. He's like, Cain, because Cain threw with tomatoes and probably like the best tasting, I don't know, apples, anything from the ground, potatoes, who knows. I guess it was probably pretty fertile. No GMOs. Just an HOMO God. Let's see. Then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up, a burnt offering, instead of his son. Yeah. And Abraham called in the name of the place, the Lord will provide. He called the name of the place, the Lord will provide. Okay. And it doesn't, I guess it probably has some one-word version of that. Otherwise, that's just a very long name for, like, that mountain. The Lord will provide, all hyphenated, as is said to this day. In the mount of the Lord it shall be provided. Oh, yeah, everybody's saying that. Then the angel of the Lord called Abraham a second time out of heaven and said, by myself. He's like, oh, God, what? By myself I have sworn, says the Lord, because you have not done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son, a blessing, I will bless you, and multiplying, I will multiply your descendants, as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand, which is the seashore. Yeah, God is constantly, he's in a very aggressive psycho relationship with people. In the seed, all the because he just wiped out Sodom for being gay, and then killed that guy's wife because she looked when fire and brimstone was raining down, and then now he's just like out of nowhere testing this guy. It's like when later on Job is a bunch of chapters later, but it's where it just at the beginning of Job, it's like God, the devil walks into heaven. He's like, hey, I bet Job is so great, he loves you so much, but he has all this shit. I bet if you took it away, he wouldn't love you. And God's like, you're on. You're like, why? What? You guys can hang out? Like, shh, it's a good story. We killed his whole family. God's not dead, he's surely gaslighting. He's making you seem crazy. In your seed, all the nations of the earth. So Abraham, blah, blah, blah. The family of Nahor. We're doing a bunch of names again. Sarah's death and burial. Boo-hoo, that's his wife. Who cares? A bride for Isaac. Who cares? We might just be skipping past big chapters here. Which I guess maybe... trying to make sure there's nothing good in these chapters too. I guess I shouldn't just skip it by the title. There's a lot. Abraham's death and burial. I don't think anything happened there. Isaac and Abimelech. No. Isaac blesses Jacob. I think this is where he wrestles God. Okay, so Jacob, son of Isaac. So we're skipping a couple generations. I'm going to Genesis 27 because we spend a lot of time just being like, here's the family of this guy, and there's a famine. But I don't feel like there's any magic happening in these. Unless I'm skipping. I think I'm skipping nothing. That's the problem with the Bible. Is a lot of it is like a story that goes nowhere. And then they're just like, praise God. So Isaac blesses Jacob. So this one's wild. Genesis 27. Now it came to pass when Isaac was old and his eyes were so dim that he could not see, that he called to Esau, his older son, and said to him, my son. And Then he answered, Here I am. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now, therefore, please take your weapons, your quiver, your bow, and go out to the field, and hunt game for me, and make me savory food, such as I love. Isaac is sort of like a catty gay guy that's old and blind. Make me savory food, such as I love, and bring it to me, sister, that I may eat, and that my soul may bless you before I die. Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac spoke to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt game and bring it. So Rebekah spoke to Jacob and her son and said, Indeed, I heard your father speak to Esau, your brother, saying, Bring me game and make savory food for me. Oh my God, why is it written like this? Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to what I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me from there 2 choice kids and goats. This mom is scheming, if you can't tell right now. It's kind of confusing the way it's written. But she's like, I overheard your blind dad say that he was going to give your brother all this good stuff. You know your hairy brother? He's like, huh? He's like, no, go to the flock. Bring for me 2 choice kids of the goats, and I'll make savory food from them. Imagine if God was weed. That would be sick. You could smoke them. You think God could get so high that even he couldn't stay awake? I don't know. Then you shall take it to your father, and he may eat it, and he may bless you before his death. Okay, so she's just like, I'm going to make goat stew, and then you take it. And then Jacob said to Rebekah and his mother, Look, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. I'm a damn twink. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be a deceiver to him, and I shall bring a curse on myself and not a blessing. But his mother said to him, Aha, let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go, get them for me. And he went, and he got them, and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the choice clothes of her elder son Esau, which were with her in the house for laundry or whatever the fuck, and put them on Jacob. Ooh. And then she put the skins of the kids of the goats on the hands and the smooth part of his neck. So she put like a merkin on him made out of the goat hair. She put like a fake chest hair on the arms and hands. So that if blind Isaac felt him, he's like, oh, you're not a smooth-skinned boy like Jacob, or like, who is this guy? Yeah, Jacob. You feel hairy like Esau. So he went to his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done just as you told me. Please, arise, sit, and eat my game, that your soul may eat of my game, that your soul may bless me. But Isaac said to his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord your God brought it to me. I was like, very clever. Isaac said to Jacob, Please, come here, and that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not. So he already suspects. I'm pretty sure he knows this is not Esau. Esau? So Jacob went near Isaac, his father, and felt him and said, The voice of Jacob's voice. But it'd be great if Isaac was just Chinese. His voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not recognize him. Because his hands were hairy like his brother. Because he had goat hair on his hands just like his brother's goat hair. So their clever ploy worked. He said, Are you really my son Esau? He's like, yeah, Esau, dude. It's E-S-A-U. Esau in the chat. No bits, huh? Let's see. Are you really my son, Esau? He said, I am. He said, bring it near to me, and I'll eat of my son's game. Which sounds gay. I'll eat of my son's game. And I will see up to my knees in cock. Let's see. Close viewers list. Sorry, mixing with this. Come near now and kiss me, my son. Blah. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his clothing, and blessed him, and said, surely the smell of my son is like the smell of a field, which the Lord has blessed. Therefore, my God, give you of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and of plenty of grain and wine. Oh yeah, he was Chinese too. Let the people serve you. I guess that's Japanese. Yeah, you don't remember this part where the guy dressed up, he put a bunch of hair, goat hair on to be like his brother Esau? Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master of your brethren, let your mother's son bow to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be those who bless you. The next header is Esau's lost hope. So that was all Jacob stealing that shit. Now it happened as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, brother, came in from his hunting. So he was just hunting all the game that he was told to go get. Yeah, he went out, because Jacob just had this nasty mom that was like an evil mom that just got him into trouble. He also had made savory food and had brought it to his father and said to his father, let my father rise and eat of my son's game. And his father Isaac said to him, who are you? Yeah, like this ploy can only work as long as until Esau comes back, and then he's just like, what the fuck? 2 Esaus? His eyeball pops out. I also made savory food. Who are you? He said, I am your son, your firstborn Esau. Then Isaac trembled exceedingly and said, who? Where is the one who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed. When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry and said to his father, oh, ah. I don't know if he was just like, ah, ah, no, bless me too, fuck, oh no, bless me. I don't know the exact what was going on there. Pretty funny though. Look at this kitty. Being cute all of a sudden. Ouch. Kitty mode. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah. Patreon.com/Guyble study will be posting the video for this. Secret RSS links. Secret YouTube vids. Get in there. Get on your ass. Cute kitty. Esau, when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, bless me also, O my father. But he said, your brother came with deceit and has taken away your blessing. I can't, I've already blessed. He's tricked me with the goat hands. He goat boyed me. He went in there as fucking goat boy. What's his name? Who does Goat Boy? He's like conservative now or some shit. Jim Brewer. I know Jim Brewer from the AC/DC Happy Birthday bit when I was listening to Dr. Demento. Maybe he's cool. I gotta listen to his Rogan. Is that the overwhelming consensus? Is listen to the Jim Brewer Rogan app? I'm gonna. Maybe the rest of this episode we just listen to, ooh, look at that. Booty butt. Oh, nice voice. Let's see. And Esau said, is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now, look, he has taken away my blessing. And he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? You didn't have an extra blessing even... Also, that's like not fair. Obviously, this is why Jacob did this. He had no other blessing for even Jacob if it was vice versa. He was going to give Esau everything and nothing to Jacob. Aren't they both his sons? What is going on here? Have you not reserved a blessing for me? Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, indeed, I have made you your master, and all his brethren have given to him... Where's my jewel? Where's my jewel? Ooh. Did you see that? She saw that. I'm chucking clouds. I'm chucking clouds with my damn cat. For the podcast. Just vaping some Juul with my damn cat. Shout out to Trixie. Alright. The Bible. What does it mean? Alright, let's see. Oh, I just stepped on a water bottle. Crushed it. Let me find a towel. It's been a big towel night between slicing my finger open. Between slicing my finger open and stepping on a whole water bottle to assert dominance. Yeah, dude. Let's see. To assert dominance. Crushing. Anyways. Damn Bible, huh? Alright, let me get a beer. Step on a beer bottle. Fuck. I've stabbed through my foot. I forgot I put that water bottle there. Obviously. Oh, that's part of the bit. Oh yeah. So, I can fully recommend, now that I feel like I have a weird ankle. Alright. Where did I put the Bible? I always bring the Bible with me and then leave it. Get the damn Bible app. Get on the patreon.com/Guyble Studies. $5 tier. Listen while you work. What are we doing here? Plugs. Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, indeed I have made him your master, and all his brethren have given to him as servants. With grain and wine I have sustained him. Fuck! And Esau said to his father, have you only one blessing, my father? Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father said, behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. Ooh, okay, so he's in a little Boondock Saints speech here. Let's see. And then Isaac said to his father, and answered and said to him, behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heavens from above. In your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother. And shall you come to pass that when you restless, you shall break his yoke from your neck. Jacob escapes from Esau. So Esau hated Jacob, of course, because Jacob's a fucking dickhead, dude. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing which his father had blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the day of mourning for my father and I are at hand. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. Dope. And the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she said, so remember that fucked up thing I had you do? You know those, you know what you sewn? You're gonna have to reap it. Sorry. In the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, "Surely your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you by intending to kill you. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran." You gotta go see Laban in Haran. "And stay with him for a few days until your brother's fury turns away." Until this whole thing blows over. Until your brother's anger turns away from you and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, like those who are the daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me?" I don't know who the daughters of Heth are. That's like a weird thing thrown in at the end. B story. Genesis 28. And then Isaac called to Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take yourself a wife from there. And the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother? Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take yourself a wife from there, of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother." All right, get a wife. "May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you." So Isaac called Jacob and blessed him? So he hit him up. He's like, "Good job, I bless you. May God Almighty bless you, make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may be assembly of peoples. And he give you the blessing of Abraham, and you and your descendants with you. So you may inherit the land in which you are in stranger, which gave God to Abraham." So, if I'm to understand what this is saying, the sons of Abraham, right, Jacob, tricked his way into that. Am I understanding that correctly? And what that means about the first guy? I guess is Isaac the first guy? Or is the tricky one? You know, Russian, those tricky Russians. So Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram and to Laban, the son of Bethuel, and brother of Rebekah. Esau marries Manasseh, and then Esau goes and marries someone, but who gives a fuck? Jacob meets Rachel. Who's Rachel? Where does he wrestle a fucking... Jacob and Esau meet. Damn. I don't know, man. Let's see. I thought at some point Jacob wrestles God. Or an angel. That's Genesis 32. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, we're in Genesis 32. Perfect. Alright. Esau comes to meet Jacob. We're skipping ahead. Esau, Jacob separate, come back. The prodigal son, which is also in this book, but way later. Jesus' stories make way more sense than the Old Testament. The Old Testament's a lot of bad writing, or just like boring facts. It's like, do you need to know the entire lineage of this family in a town that they lived in? That's a whole chapter. So Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp." And he called to him the name of the place of Mahanaim. And then Jacob said to the messengers before him to Esau, his brother, the land of Seir, in the country of Edom. And he commanded them, "Speak thus to my lord Esau. Thus your servant Jacob says, I have dwelt with Laban and stayed there until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male and female servants. I have sent to my lord, that I may find favor in your sight. Then the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to your brother Esau, and he also is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him. So Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that were with him, and the flocks and the herds of the camels were 2 companies. He divided the camels and the people into 2 companies. Camel company on the left, people company on the left. And then he charged a flat tax. He became a damn landlord, huh? I don't know. Trying to punch this bullshit up. He said, if Esau comes to the one company and attacks it, then the other company which is left will escape. Duh. Then Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and O God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, Return to your country and to your family, and I will deal well with you. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and all the truth which you have shown your servant, for I crossed over this Jordan with my staff, and now I have become 2 companies. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, because I fucked his ass, lest he came and attack me, attack me in the mother with the children. He's going to kill all of us, bro. For you said, I will surely treat you well and make your descendants as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. He was like, I made a deal. It doesn't matter how I got the deal. You didn't say I couldn't impersonate my brother and put on goat skin to trick my dad into giving me all the stuff that he meant to promise to him, and then technically you have to honor that. So he lodged there with the same night, and he took what came to his hand as a present for Esau his brother. He brought 200 female goats and 20 male goats. Why all female? I guess for milk and stuff. 200 ewes and 20 rams. An ewe? Yeah, ewe is... What's an ewe? It's like a... I'm guessing like some sort of... Yeah, like a sheep. Ewe... Yeah, I cheated because it said sheep when I typed it in. Yeah, it's like a sheep with horns. It's like a Black Phillip style guy, but white. Let's see. 200 ewes and 20 rams. 30 milk camels with their colts. 30 milk camels? What is a milk camel? Milk camel? Images. How the camel milk trend may save the camels. I guess camels have milk. I mean, they are, I guess, mammals? I don't really know. It's not working. You can't really see. But you trust. Apparently you can milk a camel. I never thought of that as an option. But yeah, I guess they're a mammal. 30 milk camels from their colts. 40 cows and 10 bulls. 20 female donkeys and 10 foals. That's a lot of livestock, dude. Can I get a shout out to my farm boys over here in the damn Bible? They love livestock. They love cattle. They love things that creep. Then he delivered them to the hand of the servants, every drove by itself, and said to his servants, Pass over before me, and put some distance between successive droves. And then he commanded the first one, saying, When Esau my brother meets you and asks you, saying, To whom do you belong, and where are you going? Whose are those in front of you? And you shall say, They are your servant Jacob's. It is a present I sent to my lord Esau, and behold, it also is behind us. Blah, blah, blah. So he commanded the second, the third, and all who followed the droves, saying, In this manner you shall speak to Esau when you find him. Also say. So he's sending out all his livestock with his dudes, like, just keep pounding the livestock. Keep giving them livestock. He's got to love it. Which would be the shit, I guess, in that day. That's like guaranteed food and security for a while. I will appease him with the present that goes before me, and after I'll see his face. Perhaps he will accept me. So the present went on over before him, but he himself lodged that night in the camp. All right, here we go. This is what we were looking for. This is the closer here. This is probably going to be real short. Anytime it's an interesting story, it's like 2 sentences long. Like Cain killing Abel is like, and then Cain rose up and killed Abel. After. You're like, what? After? How did he kill him? Like all the depictions that are in books and shit are just like them. He probably crushed him with a rock or some shit. It just says like he rose up and killed it. You're like, huh? Guyble Studies episode 1 up on the YouTube. Posted the link. But if you go to the Patreon, that's a free post. Patreon.com/Guyble Study. Link to the YouTube of the last one if you missed it on there. Like and subscribe. This one will be up on here for a little bit, but from now on I'm going to put the videos up on the Patreon pretty much exclusively. We got the RSS feed also of the audio. And an easier form to listen to. We're going to be doing this through the damn Bible. Wrestling with God. Genesis 32:23. Last spear, last go of the night, end strong. And then Jacob arose that night and took his 2 wives. Ooh, ooh, nothing at all. Another stand, livestock's dope, I guess. I treat the women like the livestock. I want this thing forever, mate. So he took his 2 wives and his 2 female servants, which are probably quite, his 2 female servants, and his 11 sons. Damn, dude, 11 sons. I guess that's your farm right there. And crossed over the fjord of Jabbok. He took them, sent them over to the brook, and sent over what he had. Then Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. Out of nowhere, a guy pulled up and started wrestling him till the breaking of day. Now, when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip, and the socket of Jacob's hip was out of joint as he wrestled with him. So the man wrestling, the magic mystery man wrestling with Jacob, couldn't win. He was wrestling him all night. Then he did a magic touch on his hip, and it popped his hip out. He said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But he said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So he's hanging on with like this mysterious guy that he's wrestling, which turns out to be God. He's mysterious guy is wrestling. He can't get away. So once again, God is getting absolutely dunked on. He usually doesn't know where anyone is or what's going on. So now he's wrestling. He's wrestling all night against a guy, losing. He has to cheat, knocks his hip out, and then the guy's still just holding on to him like, "You gotta fucking bless me." or he's like holding God like he's got back control, and like God's like, your hips out. You can't get leverage. I will not let you go unless you bless me. So he said to him, "What is your name?" God, come on, dude. You're wrestling him. You just jumped a guy you don't even know. Said, "What is your name?" He said, "Jacob." He said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob." Wow, what a surprise. He changed his name to something. "But Israel." Boo! You heard of the dream team? Well, we're the mean team. Israel in the house. So, Jacob the cheat becomes Israel by wrestling with God and not giving up. I guess it's sort of like a Cool Hand Luke moment where he keeps getting knocked down and back up and knocked down and back up. I guess it's supposed to be cool. But there you go, Israel. Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel. For you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed. Then Jacob asked, saying, "Tell me your name, I pray, bro." He said, "Why is that you ask me about my name?" And he blessed them there. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, because he loves penis. He named it Peniel, Peniel, for I've seen God face to face and my life is preserved. Just as he crossed over Peniel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip. So his hip's still all jacked up. Therefore this day the children of Israel do not eat The muscle of that shrank. Oh, come on. Which is on the hip socket, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip in the muscle on that shrank. What part of cattle is that, though? It's probably good. Hip meat? Meat, cow, beef. What would be over there? Let me look at I gotta look at the classic where it's just a picture of a cow that has the diagrams. I guess that's the best way to do it, though. All the cuts. That would be like round. I'm supposed to have, what do I make with round? Beef round? That's like stews and stuff? Or is that what I'm using like now? Like a reef? Making a rump roast right now into fajitas. Beef rump roast? Because of wrestling God. I don't know. Rump steak. Yeah, that's literally what I'm making right now as we speak. Peppers, onions, finger blood, Worcestershire. I put a little in there. Some bay leaves. But yeah. Whew, what was that? Until Genesis 32? Had to skip a couple of them. But I didn't want to do another 3-hour one. Keep them more like an hour and a half or so. Keep doing more and more of these. There are so many chapters of the Bible. That early run, we were able to just read sort of every chapter, which was good. But, yeah, it was fun. I'm glad you guys came out. I'm going to post this on patreon.com/Guyble Studies. I'll leave it up in the Twitch for a little while, and the YouTube link will be up tonight as well, hopefully, as long as everything renders and sounds good. Yeah, that was fun. Let's keep doing this. Thanks for the bits in the chat. Good to see everyone out. Chris, Daewoo, Kevin, Brady, James. I don't know if you're still there. Neva. I don't think you're still there. Trixie is still here. Daewoo, always here. Guyble Studies is rolling. Again, $5 gets you that RSS feed. $10 gets you that fucking YouTube feed. And then, I want people to hit me up about certain stories or something you want to hear about. A few questions and things. Because that'll be good, because sometimes this fucking... this chapter, especially, you got to skip some chapters in the Bible where it's all bullshit. So if you had a specific story you want to talk about, there's tons of things you can pull up. People argue about it and shit. Masterpiece. Yeah, I'm not firing one up tonight, although it is early. There is a new... Maybe I'll look. There's a new... maybe we'll go to SciTube and do it. Although I could probably just throw it up on here. There's a new Newcastle After Dark. But maybe I'll just do it on the Twitch, because I think I could easily do it on the Twitch, but I'm going to end this stream. And actually, I probably won't do that, but let's do Masterpiece soon. For the sake of tonight, I'm going to get this uploaded and stuff. Of course, I don't mean to harp on money or whatever, but yeah, if you can join the Patreon or send bits, that's appreciated. I think I'm like $10 away from finishing the bits. But anyways, that was Guyble Studies episode 2. I think it was pretty good, if not a little meandering. We got Jacob, we got Israel, we got Goat for trickery. What's next? Who knows? Oh, we got Sodom and Gomorrah too. We got dudes, a town so gay it had to be destroyed with fire and brimstone. So, again, hit me up with your questions. Thanks for coming out. And yeah, Guyble Studies, episode 2. Thanks for the sub. Throw a sub. And thank you very much. Suck my dick.